welcome back to our Ask a Publishing Professional feature. Today we have Emily Maulding here. She is one of our excellent marketing strategists here at Greenleaf, and so today we're going to answer all of the questions that you submitted over the past few weeks about marketing services at Greenleaf. So let's get started. First question, what are the marketing services at Greenleaf? Straight to the point.
So Greenleaf offers dozens of different marketing services that help us get our books into our authors' readers' hands. Some of the most impactful ones are definitely Amazon targeted ads, Goodreads print and ebook giveaways. We also do author splash page websites, we do podcast outreach, we do influencer outreach, book mailings, and we always offer customized services for each of our books.
Awesome. So going into that, do you have a set marketing process that you use for each book or a more customized approach per book and author?
Yeah, that's a great question. So while there are standard services that help make the book pages retail ready and drive traffic to the book pages online, we are always thinking of customized and out-of-box ways to market each of our authors' books. We will always recommend marketing initiatives that we think will generate potential reviews and drive book views on the web pages and reach as many readers as possible.
So just to add on to that, something that we love here at Greenleaf is we run on a very a la carte system. So every author that comes in is going to require a different suite of services. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal here. It's very customized to each author projections as well as their goals and everything that entails what would make their book specifically successful, not just a certain genre of the book.
Right.
So how involved is the author with their book and how it will be marketed at Greenleaf versus other publishers?
That's another really great question and another good follow-up question. Because all of our authors invest in our marketing services, they have complete control over their marketing strategies. And they can be involved as much or as little as they want to be. My job is to recommend the best strategy and to execute that strategy and always to look for other opportunities along the way. Traditionally, published authors have much less input and control over the marketing strategy or the lack of a marketing strategy because that is all dictated by their publisher.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times when we're on the phone with initial authors who've gone the traditional route, something that isn't made very clear to them in the beginning is that the marketing strategy usually in a traditional house setting is completely up to the author. And for someone who's first time being published, they're really not sure how the best way is to go down marketing avenues for their books. So having someone who is there every step of the way to help your book get to market, like the team at Greenleaf, is really important.
And that's another really cool thing about Greenleaf is that we have all sorts of resources already on our website, on our learning center, where you can learn some best practices, things that we've learned just because we've been in the industry for over 20 years. So it's definitely a great option doing your marketing through Greenleaf.
Great. All right. What are some of the hurdles or hardships that come with book and author marketing?
So it's always important to have very defined goals for your marketing plan. Those goals are going to drive the initial marketing strategy for your book. That said, it's also very important to be nimble and take opportunities as they come. Sometimes you might see interest in a book from a completely unexpected place, or readers might take away a key message from your book that you didn't even realize was in there. So it's really important to take advantage from feedback from your readers. It's also really important for authors to remember that our marketing does not exist in a silo. While we will always do as much as we can to sell your book, it is up to the author to promote themselves by hosting book signing events, staying active on social media, engaging with their readers, securing media hits online, and so on. It's also important to remember that results are not instantaneous and readers will not always love your book. That being said, publishing and book marketing in general can be a very humbling experience, to say the least. The marketing team, though, is as invested in the success of your book as the author is. We want to work on successful projects and know that we helped get it there. So we are always happy to help and happy to be a resource.
Great. So, what are some of the ways an author can market his or herself and begin to gain a following before their book is even published?
That's another really good question. So I would say it's really important to start working on building your platform and your audience online. So choose a social media platform to utilize that you know you're going to be active on long term and that you enjoy. Engage with authors of similar titles by following their pages online, commenting on their posts, and interacting with their followers. That's another really great way to kind of generate some organic exposure online. There's a saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And that definitely applies with book marketing and really online marketing in general. Start early, stay consistent, and be a part of the community.
Right. And there's so many things that you can do just to build your platform before you're even ready to write a book. Blogging, regular tweeting, and social media activity, and doing things that really involve yourself in what you're interested in. Especially if it's very genre specific. If you're in a very niche community, let's say, what's a good example of something very niche?
If you're a self-help consultant.
Right, so you would want to follow other authors that, are in that space, see what they're doing, but, Rome wasn't built in a day, and also not every social media platform is going to have your audience on it. It's really important to do some background research and kind of see where your audience lives and really dig into that.
Definitely.
Awesome, okay. What would you say is the most important or valuable social media platform for marketing a new book, and how does one utilize that value correctly?
So this is an interesting question because there isn't one specific platform that is going to give you the key to success. Like Kesley just said, every book is different, which means every audience is different, and they're all going to be on different platforms, engaging in different ways. So we tell our authors to use the social media platforms that they enjoy and that they know they're going to use long term. So if you love Instagram, join the Bookstagram community by creating visually appealing content of your book and related content. If Facebook is more your thing, create a author page and follow different authors, join book club groups online. That's a really great way to engage organically with people who are interested in your niche content. So as I've kind of mentioned, it's all about engaging with your readers.
Mm-hmm. And it's very specific, A, to who your readers are, and B, what your goals are too. If it really depends on your marketing goals and where you want to sell the book to and who you want to sell the book to. And also Facebook groups is another really good one. You mentioned book groups, and also just, there's tons of Facebook groups for even authors too, and growing authors and first-time authors, and tons of really great content that you can involve yourself in. With really, the Facebook group community is so big that there's really a lot of opportunity there.
Definitely. I just think the most important thing is really just to choose one platform or many platforms that you enjoy doing, because it shouldn't be a burden.
Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be something, like you said, a burden that's taking up so much time or that you don't look forward to doing. I mean, promoting yourself on social media should be a fun experience and really getting your name out there. All right, what is your favorite part about working in the marketing sector in publishing?
So book marketing is always changing. There's always something new in the industry or new ways to optimize traditional best practices. Online targeted ads is a really great example of this. There's always opportunities to learn more, learn how to optimize these ads better on Amazon and on Facebook and other platforms. I like working in book marketing because there is always an opportunity to think outside of the box and find new opportunities to help get my authors' books into the hands of their readers.
What marketing advice do you have for a published author looking to gain some additional visibility?
This is a great question, and we get this question a lot from several of our authors. Creating a series of Goodreads giveaways is a really great way to seed hundreds of books online on Goodreads to reach a new audience and to secure potential reviews on Goodreads and on Amazon. Also, like I said, engage with your followers on social media. It doesn't matter if it's Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. anything else that's going to be out anytime soon. Readers really like to connect with their favorite authors and feel heard and feel spoken to. So it's really important just to stay engaged and stay active.
Yeah, a good example of that is whoever's read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, I believe is how you say his last name. He started with a very small Twitter following, but he chose Twitter as his main avenue of social media marketing, and he started tweeting every day, once in English and once in Portuguese. And he would, retweet people who would comment to him, respond to tweets, and he spent so much time building that community that now he has over 300,000 followers on Twitter, and all of them are just so engaged. So that's something key to remember here is, A, like Emily said numerous times, choosing a platform that you like, and B, your audience is there, and C, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some hard work, but it's going to pay off in the long run.
And people will be interested. If you share content about your writing process, writing tips, maybe any kind of notable news that you've had, that's exciting stuff that people do care about.
Yeah, and a good aspect to point to that is make it personal. Personalize it a little bit. Don't just do general X, Y, Z. Make it very personal, like my writing experience, or this is my story, because people really connect with the storytelling aspect of marketing. So really trying to integrate some of that into your marketing strategy as well. So, number 9, what's the best marketing accomplishment so far for either a book or author marketing campaign that you've been a part of?
So this is a really fun question. Ebook promotions are a really great opportunity that we've had the past couple years here at Greenleaf, but they have the potential to sell thousands of books in 24 hours, of ebooks, which is a really fun accomplishment for our marketing team and also for our authors, because those are thousands of new readers that now have your book for a limited price, which is really neat. It's also really fun whenever we get a positive trade review from places like Kirkus, Forward, PW. That's another great win for our authors, and it's nice to see some positive feedback from that. And really, anytime an author is excited or thrilled about one of our marketing services, it's those little things that really make this really enjoyable and a really cool part of the process to be a part of.
So this is a question I'm kind of just going to add. Greenleaf recently started doing a lot of podcast outreach and influencer outreach. Can you just shed a little light on that? Because that's a relatively newer service that we're offering, and so I just wanted to put it out there that we're doing those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a new department here at Greenleaf that we call Digital Media Marketing, and this consists of a large package. One of the initiatives in this package is called Podcast Outreach. And so this past year, we have been executing a couple of these full campaigns, and it's been really interesting to see the success with our self-help author that we did. We secured over 13 different podcasts for him, which eventually led to other opportunities after he made the connections with one of those hosts. Another host requested an interview with him, and it's just a really great way to create some evergreen content online that you can continue to promote for months and years on your website and in tweets and in Facebook posts. So podcast outreach has definitely been something that's really fun, and it's really exciting to get going here at Greenleaf.
Pro tip, podcasts are very good for SEO as well. All right, last question. How can an author or an aspiring author market himself or herself offline?
So like I've been saying, building your visibility online is a really great way to market yourself. It's important to think about all the different ways that you can show the world who you are. So we've talked about online stuff a lot too, but it's also an option to organically go into bookstores and ask if you can host a book signing event. Join local library and community book clubs. Talk about your book wherever you can. It's a great idea to get bookmarks printed of your book to share organically when you're at the airport, when you're talking with a potential client. All sorts of things are options here, and Greenleaf is always a great resource to help you with those.
Mm-hmm. I think a good example, one of our authors, Judy Holler, she will go into airport bookstores and sign books, obviously getting it cleared with the airport first, but she'd go in and sign all the books that are there to give a nice little surprise for people who pick up her book next at the airport.
Yes, yeah, that's fun.
So those are all our questions today. Thank you so much, Emily, for joining us. So you guys make sure to stay tuned for the next topic that we're going to have in the next month. We'll announce it soon on social media. And as always, just send us in your questions and we'll get all of them answered for you.